Yeah, the course has been great so far. It's been very informative and it's quite light-hearted.
The course is going very good. We've never done anything like this before, so it's really interesting to get a new perspective on it and learn a lot of things that are going to be helpful, hopefully later on.
It's definitely making me discover more things about myself, Precana, and what lies ahead.
It's really informative as well, and it's interesting to have a large group of people who are going through the same process as you at the same time. So for that, as well as the teaching, it's very, very good.
Yeah, I think it's been a good kind of initiation of discussion, and I suppose it forces you to talk about some issues that you might not have thought about yourself before.
I think just kind of how specific the course is. It's obviously just all for people who are in the same position, about to get married in the next kind of couple of weeks and couple of months. So I think that's really helpful. It's really good thinking not just about the wedding day, which kind of the last couple of months have been about. I think it's good to think about what life, kind of married life, will be like afterwards.
It gives you an insight of what marriage after the wedding is going to be like, and it just helps you deal with any arguments that may arise in the future and things like that.
Yeah, I think as well, like the lady who's presenting is really open and kind of makes it seem a little bit fun, and it's not such a serious day. It's quite like a light-hearted look at relationships, which is like makes it a bit easier to kind of shout out a funny answer, even if there's probably a home truth in that kind of joke.
It's also good that the teacher is actually making this very interactive. There's group work as well as, coursework, and you kind of really do have to look in and answer questions that maybe you haven't asked before. So
There's been a lot of very interesting things, especially about the conflict and the conflict resolution that I think hopefully we won't need to use too much, but I think it'll definitely come in pretty handy at some point, for sure.
Yeah, well, I suppose when we were kind of doing the Mr. and Mrs. game, that was quite funny as well, but I think we scored relatively evenly in the Mr. and Mrs. We know the kind of same amount about each other, which I was pleased about as well.
The four horsemen and the concept of how to argue. I didn't really have much of a kind of a knowledge of that, or kind of the things to be looking out for in your relationships. I had things to be looking out for relationships, a few criteria, but this is definitely something that I'm focused more on now.
I'm actually learning a lot about Irish society and how marriage seems to work. Community, societal, familial, on larger scales, on smaller scales, and it's interesting to know the kind of relationships that you're going to enter in, especially in this country. So it's really good, especially I'd say if you were an international person marrying into the Irish setting.
Yeah, it is. It's as I said before, it's kind of, you're a bit tentative at first. You don't know kind of what to expect, but you're made to feel really kind of at ease, and there's a good bit of laughter and all that in there as well. So yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
it is like
grand, yeah.
I suppose everybody comes in here thinking, oh, it's going to be a long day, but it's
flown by. Yeah,
it's flown by. Yeah.
Very good crack so far. Excellent. A lot of fun.
I can't say it, but it's great crack.
It's definitely been worthwhile. It's something that I didn't beforehand know how much help it would actually be, but it's really kind of, it's made us realise a lot of things about each other as well, I think. So no, it's been a big help.
Yeah, I think it was a really good day, and definitely each section is kind of a new thing to think about for you, and it kind of flew by. Like, it was really interesting, and there was a good break for lunch, so that was good. Yeah.
Really good. At the end kind of brought everything together after the break, and generally I think that it ended with a really good positive note that we can all kind of like work together, and there's been some really good feedback, and it's exciting to know that this was a good foundation to start a marriage.